What's good, everybody? MoneyBass out here about to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. Now, that is where I get out here on a weekly basis, catch a fish or two. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, guess the exact weight of the fish, and you can walk away with a nice cash prize. Now, that is what this thing we call Bass for Cash is all about. Want to give a big shout out to FishXLive.com, guys. Make sure you go and check out FishXLive.com if you are a tournament organization, bass club, catfish club, crappie club, perch club, any type of fishing club, and you like to hold competitions. FishXLive will allow you to run live competitions. It facilitates your live streaming, live leaderboards, live chat, all of that good stuff, guys. So make sure you check out FishXLive.com. Also want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations, all right? SWAT Lawn Operations, one of the original sponsors of this thing we call Bass for Cash. All right, guys. Yes, and we are back. Shout out to Kevin Two Fishes. Just giving some people some time to come into the chat. And as you guys come into the chat, just take a look at what we already have in the live well. We have some nice ones. Look at her. Do you see her? We have $80 worth of bass for cash in that live well already. Whipstick says, we are back for sure. Let's go. All right, let me just check something out real quick, guys. Have to get in here and add some info in the chat for you guys. Get everything set back up. Copy that. And now we just need to find this thing called Bass for Cash on here. MoneyBass Fishing. All right, there we go. We are live. All right, so remember, always check out the links in the description, guys. I try to make sure I put great information in here, so that's what I'm doing now. I'm adding the links in the description, so if anybody has any questions about Bass for Cash, any of the rules of engagement. Let's see, one more thing I need to do in here, guys. One more thing, and then we're going to get rolling. All right, so let's see. We have about 12 people in here, so we have some people just waiting for some more people to come into the chat. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and weigh one of these bad boys. Do you see them? They're down in there. They're like, hey, didn't you see I was sleeping? I was trying to relax a little bit. All right, so we're going to copy that. And we are going to go into the comment section. All right, so there we go. Shout out to the money team. That should be pinned in the top of the chat for you guys. All right, so what we're going to do is just go ahead and start back moving. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in, so that way we can build up the chat a little bit faster. And then we'll get to weighing some of these fish, guys. All right, guess we'll fish up to this kind of like a secondary point up here. Mascot says, are you about to work out or something? What's up with the glove? That's right, it's a workout. Do you see this workout? I have to do about 4,000 revolutions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting a workout in. Whipstick says Alexandria is tied up for today, so I'll be opening and closing the scales. The DQ Queen is selling Girl Scout cookies. Gotcha. All right, Whipstick, do you know how to hit people with the DQ? Do you know how to properly DQ somebody for not following the rules of engagement? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, guys. Yeah, these fish are definitely out here roaming around, guys. They're definitely on the move. Let me back up off of these just a little bit. Let's back up off them. There we go, about 40 feet out. That's good. Let's see if we can get one of them to go ahead and take a little nibble of that crankbait. Just take a little bite. Whipstick said no. He said, nope, everybody is in. Let's go. Whipstick says, I do not know how to hit you guys with the DQ like the DQ queen. All right, so they are not wanting that. So you guys know what's next. Let's go ahead and hit them in the head with a shaky head, and got to put a little stank on it first. Oh no, Whipstick, did you say the DQ queen has a cold heart? Is that what that is? She will hit you with the DQ and then laugh at you. Who was that she laughed? Who was she laughing at yesterday? Somebody guessed somebody guessed 5 pounds for a fish that was like a pound and something. And she was laughing at him in the chat. Uh-oh, you see Mask Off is in there. He's like, hey, I'll help you out. Mask Off wants to DQ people so that he has a better chance to win. Mask Off thinks he's slick, but he has a game plan. He was like, I'll help you DQ some people. So there's some fish right up here off of this secondary. It's kind of like a secondary point. Put a little stank on it and fish it a little slow back to the boat and see how that works out. Then after that, I guess we'll go ahead and finish fishing all the way out the rest of this cove, even though I kind of want to pack up and just run and fish the backs of coves right now. Just do this one. All right, guys, if you could, make sure you hit that like button on the way in. We definitely have to get the likes up. That will help us get more people into the chat. And also, if you could, share this link on your social media so we can go ahead and get the numbers back up. Once we get the numbers up, guys, and we'll go ahead and weigh that first fish, all right? But we got to get the numbers up. Whipstick says, Mask Off fishing. Let's do it, bro. If you help out, you can't participate. He said, you've already won enough money. Mask Off has won Bass for Cash. How many times have you won Bass for Cash, Mask Off? Mascot says, I retract my offer, sir. He says, I am no longer willing to assist. We have Roger's Family Outdoor Adventures tuning in. Good to see you in the chat. You know the routine, just out here doing this thing we call Bass for Cash. And once again, out here for a good time, not a long time. I think we might do, oh shoot guys, I have someplace to be and I need to be there. So I think we only have about 3:45, about 1 more hour on the clock. And then we have to get missing. We have about 21 people in the chat, guys. We need, how many people do we need in the chat? Whipstick. I mean, I'm thinking we need at least 30 people in the chat to do Bass for Cash, right? Mascot says, shot me a 10 and I'll help out. That'll save you $10 because I was going to win anyway. He says, hit him in the head with a 10. With the 10 because he was going to take everybody's money anyway. Mascot said, the money is mine. Whipstick said, no hustling. No hustling off on these YouTube streets. Bass for Cash only. All right, guys, look at that. I said we need about 30 people in here to do Bass for Cash. I saw the number shot up to 28 pretty quick. Make sure you guys share the link to this live stream so that we can get some more people in the chat. Once we get up to 30 people, then we'll go ahead and do the first fish for this thing we call Bass for Cash. What's going on? Survival Parker Moose is in the chat. Good to see you. We're just hanging out today on a nice Friday afternoon, doing this thing we call Bass for Cash. Do we have anyone that is new to the channel in the chat? If you are new to the channel in the chat, type the word new. Just want to kind of gauge the room and see who we have in attendance for today. If we have anybody that is new to the channel, just type new in the chat for me. Rogers Family Outdoor says old. Texas Noop says, oh, you said new, not Noop. All right, we have some jokesters in the chat. I decided to just go ahead and fish our way all the way out of this cove. But as you guys see, I really only need to spend time running to the backs of these coves and not wasting time fishing the entire thing. I'm gonna save my cast until I get lined up where I need it to be. I keep getting these leaves on my crankbait. What's going on, Emmett? Good to see you. He says, howdy, did you stick any yet? Yeah, we got two good ones in the boat. They're good enough for Bass for Cash. There you go, Texas Snoop. You called it. That's what I'm popping them in the mouthpiece with today. Just have to get my cast lined up. Trying to get these fish to come from under these laydowns and pop these baits. We have Zyro's Garden tuning in. Good to see you. We are out here doing this thing we call Bass for Cash. We have two in the live well. So we have $80 worth of fish in that live well. All right, that was a perfect cast, guys. That's what I needed to do right there. Get that right in between those rocks and that lay down. Just fish it through there kind of slow. And then I need to pull back off of this one right here that I'm kind of running up on a little too close. No fish came out of that one. Rogers Family Outdoor says, hey, it's 31 people. It's Bass for Cash time. How many people do you guys see in the chat? How many people do you see in the chat? I see 27. I see 27 people in the chat. We just need a few more. All right, let's fish this crankbait right down the side of this laydown. 27, 29, 29, 29. We're almost there. All right, let's fish it on the other side. All right, let's just drag this crankbait over those branches. Just slow drag it. Let it bounce over those branches and come over it. Rogers Family said, hey, we're sitting at 33. Terry says 32. Roger says, oh, no, we're sitting at 32. We're good. He said, we're good. Are we holding steady? Can we hold the line? Can we hold the line at 30? Zyro says, Bass for Cash, baby. It's time. It is time. All right, are you guys ready? Oh, wait a minute. What just happened? We couldn't hold the line. We need to hold the line, guys. Can you hold the line for me? We're sitting at 25. Since we're sitting at 25, let me go ahead and flip a little shaky head over there real quick. See if you guys can hold the line. All right, we're back up. We're back in the game. Texas Nuke said 34. Rogers Family said 34. Can we hold the line? Uh-oh, looks like you guys may be holding the line. All right, so, uh-oh, wait a minute. What happened, guys? Texas knows a little something. He said, dress right dress. What does that mean? Does anybody know what that means? Does anybody know that special lingo that he is talking about? Does anybody know? Does anybody know what dress right dress means? In the chat, who can answer that question? Mascot said, hold the line. Hold the line. Dress right dress. Hold the line. Oh man, I can tell you my line is getting real kinked up. All right, you guys held the line. We're sitting at 36. Now, what we are about to do is this thing we call Bass for Cash, guys. Want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations, one of the original sponsors of this thing we call Bass for Cash. Also want to give a shout out to FishXLive.com. Make sure you guys go and check out FishXLive.com. Now, let's come back here and see. We're sitting at, okay, you guys held the line. We're still good. We're still good. But I'll tell you, since we're not up to 50, we're not going to weigh the biggin just yet. We're not going to weigh the biggin. What we're going to do is we're going to hit you in the head with this one that's sitting at about 14 inches. All right. So we are about to go into subscriber only mode. Remember, you guys you must be a subscriber. It does not cost anything to participate, but you do have to be a subscriber. So we are now in subscriber only mode. Whipstick, if you could, go ahead and open up the scales. Go ahead and open the scales. The rules of engagement are in the description, guys. Make sure you only put one guess in the chat. Those of you that know, you know how many guesses you're supposed to put in that chat. Now, this fish is sitting right at about that 14-inch mark. You see that? The scales are officially open, guys. You have 2 minutes. Whipstick, put 2 minutes on the clock for me. You see that? It is a 14-incher. It's a line burner. But we do have a biggin off in there. For those of you that want to know, let me just show you this other one real quick. Let me show you the big girl of the day. So this is the one that you guys are guessing on right now, but look at the one that's next to her. Do you see how much bigger she is? Look at this one right here. But you're guessing the weight on this one, guys. You have 2 minutes to put your guesses in the chat. All right, you guys see that? Shout out to the bass hunter. Came in out of nowhere. Bass hunter said, hey, did I hear Bass for Cash? He's like, hey, I want some cash for that bass. I want to give a big shout out to FishXLive.com, guys. Make sure you guys go and check it out. I'm assisting a few clubs right now with getting it set up that they're going to start running that for some of their tournaments, tournament clubs, tournament organizations. So make sure you guys remember FishXLive.com. And while you guys are doing that, let's go ahead and do this real quick. We're going to log in those fish into FishXLive.com. All right, so let's see. So we're going to open up FishXLive. Remember, you guys have 2 minutes. All right, so we're going to head over to my online journal, and we're going to add that fish in here. So let's see, that is Lake Lanier, and we just caught a spotted bass. Pounds, we do not know the pounds yet, so we're going to just put 100 in there so it will go to the top of my journal of catches, and then I can go back and edit that. And now what I'm going to do, now remember guys, this is one of the bonus features on FishXLive. There's a journal on here, and what I use this journal for is to pretty much track my catches from season to season. So as the seasons turn, as the time turns, I'll know exactly where to go and what to do. All right, so there we go. Caught that fish on a shaky head. All right, so the scales are now officially closed, guys. The scales are closed. Let me finish logging this fish in here into FishXLive. All right, there we go. So I took a picture, so we're gonna add that in there. We're going to hit this track location button. I want to track the location where I'm at so I can come straight back to this cove and know exactly where to go. And we are going to dictate my notes in here for this fish catch. Caught this fish in the back of a cove using a shaky head, period. The fish are preparing to spawn, period. Spawn, period. They are on laydowns and rocks, also middle of coves, period. All right, there we go. Guess I don't need, all right, there we go in there. Coves, period. All right, so we're in that. Now a picture of the lure. So where is the lure that I was just using? Here it is right here. So we'll just take a quick picture of that. And we're gonna add this in here. Now this is FishXLive.com, guys. The water temp is now up to 56 degrees where I was at. So that is a piece of vital information. Today it is kind of a partly cloudy day. Water clarity is very clear. The wind, I would say, is 0 to 5. And then we're going to submit this catch. All right, so there we go. We just submitted that catch for the day. And now we're going to weigh this fish. All right, you guys ready? All right, drum roll, please. All right, Whipstick, put ready in the chat. Are you ready for me to weigh this fish? Put ready in the chat if you are ready. All right, he says ready, guys. All right, so my guess on this fish, I'm going to say this fish is a 1.32. That is my guess. This is not a big one as compared to that one in there. So I think this is going to be a 1.32. So let's make it official. We're going to zero this scale out, guys. And let's see what we have. Is anybody about to walk away with that $20 or $40 bill? What did I say, 1.32? 1.30. Your partner MoneyBass was close. 1.30, guys. Did anybody win? Do we have a winner? Oh my goodness, we're looking at 1.30 on the scale. Did somebody walk away with a $40 bill on this thing we call Bass for Cash? Go back and tell your friends that you were hanging out with MoneyBass. Bam. All right, 1.30. Were there any winners? Were there any winners? I guess it's taking a minute for you guys to tally it up. And Whipstick hit the chat with the no official winner. Why is that? In the chat, can you guys kind of have a discussion amongst yourselves of why you do not want any of this cash for these bass? Why is that? Why is it? Zyro says, I was 0.02 over. Does that count? Yes, it counts as being 0.2 over. A 0.02 over. So it does count. So you get the same amount of cash for that guess that you have right now before you made the guess. Oh my goodness. All right, so there we go, guys. We still have one more in there, but we need to get some more people into the chat first. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and pack up and roll to the next cove. We're cove hopping. Chris Phillips says, I'm always a winner with money. MoneyBass, all right. Zyro said, come on, MoneyBass, don't clown the man. Who was it that I was playing around with? It was just a jokey joke. All right, Unplugged Fishing says, just tuning in. Show me some fish money. Hey, we just did Bass for Cash. Nobody won. Nobody guessed the weight of any of the fish, but we still have another one. Let's see, where's she at? Do you see her? Now she's a good one. She's a good one. Way bigger than the one that we just weighed, guys. That's a nice hint for you. All right, so we're gonna head over to the next cove and see what happens. All right, we just hopped to the next cove and we're gonna get this crankbait and just start covering water, guys. That's all we're doing, covering water. And why a crankbait? Because it's fun. Cranking is fun, that's why. And I'm catching some fish with it. All right, let's see. Shout out to Whipstick. He says, leaving work now. We'll be home in about 20 minutes and log back on. All right, guys. All right, we'll give you some time to get the numbers up in the chat. Unplugged Fishing says, I love to hear it. Time to take all your money. All right, we have somebody else coming in wanting to get some of this cash for these bass. Emmett says, well, good luck, my friend. I got to go get ready for my tournament in the morning. Good luck and have a blessed and safe weekend. You too, sir. Where are you going to be fishing at? What lake are you fishing on? Zyro says, we had the same guest, though. That should be a dub. That's a dub. You guys won. You won a new friend. How about that? Lorenzo says, good evening, Money Bass. What's going on, Lorenzo? Good to see you. Jeremy says, is she 3.45? She could be, Jeremy, when those scales open. We're gonna see if that guess right there is money. We're gonna see. Chris Phillips says Lake Fork. Oh my goodness. Wow, do you guys see that badge next to Chris Phillips' name? Shout out to the Money Team. Shout out to the Money Team. That means he has been a channel member for well over a year, guys. It does not come easy to get that badge that you see right next to his name. Man, these leaves are tough. All right, Emmett's gonna be out there on Toledo Bend. Well, good luck. Come back and let us know how you did out there on the lake. Chris said, whoop, whoop. All right, we have some nice laydowns coming up in this cove. So as maybe you guys can tell, but I'm just coasting kind of fast. I have my trolling motor on 6. And I have the wind to my back, so it's pushing me along a little bit faster. But all we're doing is just putting some cash right into some key places. Kevin Two Fishes says, first tournament is 4-6 for me. Well, all right, shout out to Kevin Two Fishes. Oh yeah, and Mr. Kevin Two Fishes, let me know if you guys want to do a demo run of FishXLive for that tournament. And I can help you guys get that set up. Let you check it out and see how you like it. See if it does what you need it to do when you need it to do it. Have you guys out there enjoying yourselves on the lake. Man, that was a good cash right there. You know, sometimes when you're out on the lake, putting the cast where you want is almost as much fun as actually catching the fish. But you know what I'm saying. You still have a good time practicing your cast accuracy and all that kind of stuff. Seeing if you can get it right next to those laydowns. Let me show you guys what I'm casting to. You see that laydown right there? Sometimes that's all it takes is a little stick up like that. And there'll be a fish sitting right under that shade on that branch. Kevin says, I'm out on the lake right now. What are you catching? Appreciate that, Zyros. Oh my goodness, guys. Again in the tree. And again, I got it out. It was a good one. It was a bad cast, but I still was able to get it out. Kevin Two Fishes says he's catching bass for no cash. But it's still fun, right? I know catching bass is fun, but catching bass for cash is funner. Right? More fun. What's going on, Midwest in the chat? Midwest says catching bass is the best. But if catching bass is the best, then catching bass for cash is better. Better than best, right? Unplug says, what crack are you rocking? What brand of crack rock is that you're smoking? Well, let me show you what brand of crack we're rocking out here, all right? All right, here we go, Unplugged Fishing. He says, what crack are you smoking? I'm smoking a Spro. He said, what brand of crack is that? It's the Spro brand. Lorenzo said, are you catching stick fishes? Not today. Kevin Two Fishes says, expecting thunderstorms and 50-mile-an-hour winds. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Your partner Chicken Hawk has a tournament tonight, too, guys. I mean, this weekend, too, guys. But I think they have canceled day 1, and day 2 is still on the books. Unplugged Fishing said, hey, that looks like your lucky lure. Is that because of all those rash marks that's on there? Is that what you're thinking? Man, there should be a fish on this laydown right there coming into the water. Oh, man, and did I think I drove down on it a little bit too tough, a little bit too much. Let's see if I can shake it loose. Can I shake it loose? Nope, that tree is like, hey, I want this crankbait, but no, partner, I cannot let you have this crankbait. Forever Here says, what do I think about Lake Sinclair? I like it. I like Lake Sinclair. This exact weekend last year, actually, let me show you guys something. Let me show you something, all right? Forever Here, I'm gonna show you a inside secret. All right, there we go. We got the crankbait back. So look at this laydown, guys. Doesn't it look lovely? Just comes all the way out there. Probably comes all the way out to about 10 to 15 feet of water. Perfect to have a nice big one sitting out there. Whipstick Fishing says, I'll be fishing a tournament tomorrow on Lake Sinclair. That's right. Whipstick, I need you to holler at Ace and y'all get on three-way with me a little bit later so I can help you guys get set up for FishXLive so the people can see what's going on with you guys tomorrow, all right? Just follow it with me a little bit later this afternoon. We have another, we have about 20 more minutes left on the clock, guys. About 20 more minutes left on the clock, and we have a fish to weigh too. All right, so who was that was asking about Lake Sinclair? Let me show you guys something, okay? The burning season says, I fell asleep. What did I miss? Let me show you what you missed, burning season. Let me show you what you missed. Do you see her? Do you see her? She's back there trying to hide. Let me see if I can get her to come out and introduce herself. Come on out here. Oh my goodness, she's like, no, I do not like the burning. She said, I do not want to meet him. But do you see the gut on her, burning season? Do you see it? Do you see that? Okay, now let's get back to this FishXLive thing real quick, and then we'll finish burning through this cove, see if we can get another fish to the boat, and then we will close out with this thing we call Bass for Cash with the fish that we have in the live well, all right? All right, so here we go, guys. This is the secret. This is the secret that will help you from month to month as you come up on these tournaments now, okay? Oh, shoot. Let me check something, guys. 356. Burning season, yes, that is a spotted bass.
Thank you for calling Brand Smart USA. For English.
Missed a call. How did I miss a call? Was my ringer off? All right, so here we go. So you guys that are asking about Lake Sinclair. So last year, Lake Sinclair, I won a tournament on that lake. Now, FishXLive, let me just show you. Once you go into FishXLive, this is my journal. This is my page on FishXLive. So if you go to FishXLive.com, you can download the app for free, guys. All right. Right now, you can use the journal and all of these features. There's a grace period on there. I think it was 7 days originally, but what I told you guys is that I would have them extended out for the rest of this month. So you can go and download this, use this journal so you guys can take a look at it and see if it's something that you find any value in. And if it is, then maybe you want to stick with it. Now, let me just show you real quick. So if I go here to my journal of catches, you guys can actually pull up and look at my journal of catches. But the thing that you can't see are these details that I'm going to show you. So let's go to Lake Sinclair, since that's what you guys are asking about, right? So Lake Sinclair, what is MoneyBass's secret? There's the secret right here. So you guys see that right there, 4.54 pounds, 4.42 pounds. How was I catching those fish? Do you see the date on that? March 16th. So exactly a year ago. Now I can go into my journal of catches, go in here and click. How did I catch this 4.54 pound bass? Now, when I go in here, take a look. There's that fish right there. Now, this was in a tournament, right? Now, if I scroll down, this is what you guys will see. You'll see that I caught that fish there. And you'll also see that I caught it during a tournament on Lake Sinclair. You'll see the date I caught it. And you will also see the weight of that fish. But guess what you don't see? You don't see the private info below. Only I can see this. The only reason you're going to see it now is because I'm going to show you the details. Now, this is what I caught that fish on. You guys see that? There are the temps. The water temps, it is almost a duplicate. All right, you guys, do you see it? There's my notes right there how I caught that fish. Those are my notes on how I caught that fish. There's the water temp, water clarity, the weather, and wouldn't you know it? Look at the weather, guys. Would you call that partly cloudy? Now, FishXLive, this is just a bonus feature that comes with FishXLive, all right? So I would say that you need to go and check out FishXLive, guys. Download this app for free right now, and you can use this journal while you can to track all of your information so that you can come back year after year, match your location and the weather, and bam, look at that, 4.54 pounds. Let's look at this other one, 4.42 pounds. Look at that one. And that was fish number 1 that I caught. But guess what? Let me just slide it to the side real quick. Oh yeah, I'm not even going to show you guys. I'm not even going to show you. I'm not even going to show you the bait that I used for that one. But look, there we go. Look at the details. 4.42 pounds. I caught it on March 16th, 2024. So exactly 1 year ago, That's me in that tournament on Lake Sinclair, guys. Bam. I had 3 of those bad boys. I had 3 of them that were pushing 4.5 pounds. All right. So that's just a little quick tip. Somebody in the chat asking me about Lake Sinclair. All right, let's keep on moving, guys. Let's keep on rolling. Chef Boy says, I missed the weigh-in. Yeah, we've only weighed 1 fish so far. We've only weighed 1 fish so far. So Forever Here says, oh man, that's awesome. Oh yeah. So there'll be some additional features that are going to be coming along with FishXLive too, guys. But like I said, right now you can go to FishXLive.com. You guys see it right there? FishXLive.com. And you can get that app. You can download it for free right now. You can use the features, test everything out, and just see if you like it. Forever Here said, do you do guides? So are you saying, do I use guides? Or do I guide for people? And the answer would be neither. I have actually used a guide one time to go striper fishing some years ago. Oh, and then I went saltwater fishing using the guide before. But other than that, I have never used a guide. Shout out to the Outdoor King. He says, I'm a night shifter. And what did I miss? Well, guess what, Outdoor King? You tuned in just in time. You only missed 1 weigh-in. So we still have another one. And actually, it's the biggin. We have the biggin still in the live well. We're going to weigh that one shortly. Oh, my goodness, guys. Now, that is a nice fish right there that I see on this live imaging. Now, I'm fishing that laydown right there. If you guys see the tip of that rod, it's just barely banging on these branches and things down there. Uh-oh. I felt a little resistance. It was about to try to get hung up on me. It's still coming through those branches. I just slow it down and let it raise up over those branches. And just keep on fishing it to the boat. Nice and slow. Oh my goodness. Let me show you guys something. Do you see that fish right there? That fish right there is going right back over towards that laydown. So I'm going to cast right back over there. Let's go ahead and hit spot lock, and we're just going to take our time with it. Forever Here says, I grew up bank fishing, but just recently got a boat. I fish Lake Sinclair often, but I'm only catching 1 a day. Let's see, did I get hung up on it? I think it may have got me, guys. Unplugged Fishing says, when you gonna let the chat control what you do? I want to play with your emotions again. Refresh my memory about what happened last time, Unplugged. Refresh my memory on it. All right, man, see, I hate that. I hate it. There's a nice fish over there. Okay, I got it loose, guys. There we go. We're still in action. We're back in action. I was checking to see. All right, so now I know that fish is over there, so there's a good chance that there may be more than 1. So I'm gonna pull off of it a little bit and throw this shaky head over there. Should I put some stank on it first? Forever Here says, at this point, I'm wondering if I should get a guide. I don't know. So Forever Here, did you say you're fishing a tournament? Did you say you're fishing a tournament tomorrow? Okay, so you said I was letting you guys pick the baits I was using around the beginning of winter. So maybe I was holding up a few different options and then you guys would pick it. Is that how we were doing? Let me see how much time we have. We don't have much time left, guys. So we could probably do that next time. Have some fun with it. Terry Hall says, gotta stank it up. That's right. Gotta put some of that stank on it because there is a fish over there, guys. There's at least 1 fish over there. So So we're gonna get this right over there and then fish. Oh goodness, that was not the cast that I wanted. That was right in the cover, and I believe that is a pine tree. Pine trees have those pine cones on it, and those pine cones will get your line and not let it go. So I can't get too close to it. I need to be close enough, but not too close so I can still get it through there. Forever Here says just fishing for fun. Yeah, so if you're just fishing for fun, I would just enjoy the process. I would just enjoy the process. So what bait, what lures and techniques do you like to fish? Unplug says working a 9-to-5 office job, but living my dream through MoneyBass for sure. Shout out to Unplugged, really appreciate it. Also want to give a big shout out to Clint Perry. Clint Perry is the sponsor of today's live stream. He came in and hit the channel with 5 gifted memberships a little earlier. And we just had to close it down and restart it back up to allow more people to get into the chat. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I see you guys are getting the likes up. Really appreciate the strong support of the channel. We do have a nice fish in the live well that we're going to weigh in just a minute. See if anybody's going to walk away with any weekend cash. Nobody won on that first fish, but hey, we're going to try it again because we have more than one fish in the live well. We're going to do it again. All right, so this time we're going to go ahead and throw this one right into that laydown. I fished it through there on the edges a little bit. Nothing came up and got it. So this time there's a chance I may get hung up in here, but sometimes that's the price you pay if you want to get the fish out of there, right? Forever Here says, I've only been catching them on a spinner baits and only took my boat out 12 times. So yeah, I would say you're on the right track. You saw my notes. I showed you my journal. The only thing I would say to add to it, just add in a wacky rig or a Nico rig. So keep throwing that spinner bait, and then once you get to the docks, just skip it 1 or 2 times with a Nico rig or a wacky rig, and you should be good to go. That's it. That could just be the missing piece to your success out there on the lake. All right, no taker, so we're going to start back rolling. All right, we're going to keep on moving with this crankbait, guys. Let's go ahead and hit him in the head with the crankbait one more time before we move out of there. All right, yeah, so Forever Here, come back and give us an update. Let us know how things work out for you on the lake. What's going on, Johnny? We have Johnny tuning back into the chat. Good to see you. All right, so do we have anybody in the chat that is new, that is here for the first time? You guys know I always like to gauge the room, see who we have tuning in, see who's hanging out with us. Do we have anybody that is new in the chat? If you are new, just drop the word new in the chat. Johnny says he went striper fishing. Zyro says new. Zyro says I knew it. And let me see, how do you pronounce that? Yaquab? Yaquab? Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you in here. We're out here doing this thing we call Bass for Cash. I'm out here on a weekly basis, just having some fun, some fishing and conversations with the chat, and also doing this thing called Bass for Cash. Now, as I catch the fish, I show you guys the fish. All you have to do is be a subscriber and guess the exact weight of the fish, and bam, just like that, you walk away with a nice cash prize for the weekend. Now, right now, you guys saw that we have $100. We have $101 bills in the chat to be paid out. All you have to do is subscribe and guess the weight of the fish. Now, we do have a fish currently in the live well that we will be weighing shortly. Uh-oh, guys, I think we may be about to get one. I think we might be onto a little something, something. So we're just gonna sit here for just a second on this point and fan cast a little bit. Make some good long casts and just work this crankbait back. Johnny says, it was worth it. The guy who helped us on the guide helped us catch like 4 gallons of fish. Okay, throwing them in some gallon buckets, huh? All right, so there are some fish on this point. The question is, will they bite? So all I'm doing, there's the point straight down this way. All I'm doing is casting down this line, moving over a few feet this way, just making about 4 or 5 casts just to kind of cover different depths in the on this point before I move on. I don't know if you guys can see the tip of that rod, but it's bouncing off of the bottom, off of some of those rocks and some of that structure. Now, this crankbait that I have dives about 9 to 14 feet. Sometimes I throw like a square bill, a shallow running square bill. But now I want to be able to go out a little bit deeper if I need to. So I have this on 10-pound line, and it's a 9 to 14 foot diving crankbait. You guys see that tip of that rod bouncing? Now it's banging right off of the bottom down there. And since it's still hitting the bottom, I'm gonna move over and cast about three or 4 feet over to the right a little bit more, and I just keep on going over and over until it's no longer hitting the bottom. All right, it's banging on the bottom a little bit still. We're still getting bottom contact. So on this right here, I am throwing 10-pound fluorocarbon. It's probably just a Bass Pro brand that I have on this one. And what I do on the bottom of my rods, I'll mark. I'll just put a little label on there of what line I have on the reel, so I don't lose track. Because as you guys see, I have rods a little bit everywhere. What is that? It's 4 down there. It's 5, 6, 7. So I have 8 on the deck. So keeping track with the line on all these things gets kind of cumbersome at times. All right, let's do another cast out a little bit deeper. Unplug says he likes the higher end lines, not me. I'll put some string or trilene mono on my crankbaits most of the time. And I generally crank with 12-pound line. P-Line Tactical. Yeah, that's a pretty popular brand. All right, let's make one more cast in there, a little bit shallow again. Yeah, so I think that is what I have on this one right now, is that XPS brand line. For me, on my moving baits, I'm not really as concerned about the lines. That's just me. But on my worm baits, like my shaky head and Texas rig, things like that, because I throw those straight into cover and structure, I'm more concerned with those lines being able to hold up to being brought through different types of cover like that. All right, we have some fish following it, guys. All right, let's do that one more time. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. See that fish sitting right there? It's about 50 feet out. So I'm throwing this crankbait out there and just getting them to just come out of that cover out there. Oh my goodness, and that's a nice one too. If I can get it to bite. Okay. All right, so they're not hitting that crankbait. So I'll slow it down for them. See if they want to bite at this. Get this cast out there about 80 feet out. Zyro says, bait casters are not for me. Bait casters are not my friend. Let me see. Unplug says, well, I throw my cranks in the nastiest of nasty areas, so I'll need a good line. After I broke a 7-pounder off in a brush pile, had to make a switch. Well, yeah, you're a lot bolder than I am. I don't know if I throw a crankbait into a brush pile. Although I do fish them, as you saw. I fish them in laydowns and stuff like that. So I guess that's about the same thing, right? All right, let's try one more cast on this, and then we're going to keep on moving. We only have a few minutes left on the clock, guys. A few minutes left on the clock. Then we're going to weigh this fish and call it a day. You guys still have a chance to walk away with a $40 bill today. All you have to do is just guess the weight of the fish. That's it. That's it. Does anybody want this cash for that bass that is in the live well? I know Whipstick doesn't think anybody wants that cash. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel and guess the weight of the fish, and that's it. Zyro says, me. Zyro says, I want some of that cash for that bass. Remember, guys, the rules of engagement for Bass for Cash are in the description. Make sure you follow all of those rules so you do not get disqualified, all right? It'll be a shame to have everybody laughing at you for getting DQ'd on Bass for Cash. Unplug said, I need the cash for gas tomorrow. Man, we got to do one more cast. It was feeling too good coming through there for something to not go ahead and put its mouthpiece on it. Cash for gas. Bass for cash for gas. How about that, Unplug? Bass for cash for gas. Whipstick said, today is a great day to play Bass for Cash because the DQ Queen is not in the chat. I wouldn't be surprised if she's... Oh, my goodness, guys. Look at that. Is that a C-130? Do you see it? You guys see the wingspan on it. Anybody in the chat, what do you guys think? C-130, what do you guys think? Shout out to the Air Force crew out there hitting those skies and making it happen. All right, that wind is starting to pick up now. If you guys can hear that wind, type the word wind in the chat. All right, guys, there you go. It is 4:45. It is time to do this thing we call Bass for Cash. Whipstick in the chat, are you ready? Put ready in the chat if you're ready to do this next session of Bass for Cash, because it is time for me to head on in. All right, Whipstick said ready. All right, so I'm going to give you guys just a few minutes for anybody that is not subscribed. We're just going to ease on down here, get out of the wind a little bit. If you are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys. It does not cost a thing to participate in Bass for Cash. All right, all you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel. I want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations, guys. If you have residential or commercial lawn care needs, make sure you reach out to SWAT Lawn Operations. We have to support those that support us, all right, guys? I also want to give a big shout out to FishXLive.com. You guys should know the routine. You know what FishXLive is all about. I also showed you guys some insider tips on how you can use that journal. That is exactly what I use. If I was fishing Lake Sinclair this weekend, I would go straight to that journal that I showed you guys. I showed you one piece of it, of how I was catching those 4.5 pounders out there on Sinclair this exact weekend 1 year ago. Isn't that something? This exact weekend 1 year ago, I was out there catching 4.5 pounders on Lake Sinclair. And it just so happens that some of you guys in the chat are asking me about Lake Sinclair. So you can go to FishXLive.com. You can download that app for free right now. You can test it out, use that journal, log some catches in there. Just see how it works. See if you like it, because right now everybody can go in there and run that free trial subscription on there. Who knows? It may be better than a guide. Maybe you won't need that guide. Shout out to Clint Perry. Clint Perry is the sponsor of today's live stream, guys. He came right in, and you guys know what he did. Does anybody know what Clint Perry came in and did for today? As soon as he came into the chat, let's see who was on the original live stream for today. Who knows what Clint Perry did today? In the chat, I just want to see. I want to see who is keeping up with what happens over here on MoneyBass. Blaster knows. Blaster knows. Ashton, you got it partially right, but Blaster knows exactly what he did. Shout out to Clint Perry. Came in and hit the chat with 5 gifted memberships, guys. Everybody put CP in the chat if you could. Kevin Two Fishes knows the routine too. That's right, 5 gifted memberships. Everybody put CP in the chat. Uh-oh, guys, that cast went straight into that lay down out there. I do not know if I'm gonna get this one out of there. But let's see, is your MoneyBass, is your partner MoneyBass that good? Is your boy good? Can he get it through that lay down? I threw it right in between 2 lay downs. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. Do you guys see that? That crankbait went right in between that lay down right there. Let's see if I can get it out without getting hung up. And that's, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that's about 2 feet of water that I threw that crankbait in. And this dives 9 to 14 feet. And see, I kind of work it slow like that to get it through the shallower parts and make sure it doesn't get hung up. And then I can speed it up if I need to. Now, I was trying to get that cast just to the outside of it. Man, but we didn't make it back to where I really wanted to make it all the way. So next time we come out here, we're just gonna start right here. Look at all these lay downs back there, guys. Doesn't it look lovely? There's another one, another one, another one. There's 2 or 3 of them back there. They're all over the place. I bet there's fish all over the place back there. Chris Phillips said I had to work and make some money since MoneyBass ain't catching the fish. Oh man, Chris Phillips must be just checking in. He doesn't know what's been happening these past few days, right? Oh my goodness, guys, there's some nice ones sitting right out there. I can see them. Can they see me? Come on, buddy, go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get it, buddy. They're right on it. They're right on it. What a shame, what a shame. We're hitting them in the head with a crankbait today. And somebody asked me, why? Why, MoneyBass? Why hit them in the head with a crankbait? The reason why is because it's fun. That's why. And they're biting it. All right, guys. I know I said we were about to do Bass for Cash, but I see something. If you see something, say something. What did that M4 said? Don't say that. I don't remember what that came from. Do you guys remember what that came from? If you see something, say something. What was that from? Blaster says local law enforcement. So I guess if you see something, say something. They weren't talking about bass, huh? What's going on? We have Fishmaster tuning back in. Terry Hall said this from McGruff, the crime dog. Is that who said if you see something, say something? If you see something, say something. All right, there we go, guys. There we go. That's what we needed. All right, we're going to make that the last cast. This is the last cast, and we're going to do bass for cash and see if anybody's going to walk away with any of this cash, guys. That is the way we're going to roll for today. Hopefully, one of you guys will be able to guess the weight of this fish. So, Fishmaster, we've been out here for a good time, not a long time. We had 2 fish in the live well. I've already released 1. Nobody wanted any of that cash. Nobody guessed the weight. So I went ahead and put that one back. And now we're going to weigh fish number 2 and see if anybody can guess the weight of that one. Blaster says, woohoo, I'm ready. Zyro says, me. Says, I'm going to do it. Man, I can already feel the snot grass down there, guys, which means no fish. All right, so let's go ahead and end this last cast, and we're about to do this thing we call bass for cash. Yep, so we have that snot grass on there. Let me get that off of there. All right, here we go, guys. Bass for cash. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? All right, Whipstick, are you still in the chat? Is Whipstick in the chat? All right. All right, Whipstick says he is ready. All right, guys. We are in subscriber only mode. Remember, all you have to do is be a subscriber to participate. If you guess the weight of this fish right here, you can walk away with a nice $40 bill. All right, Whipstick, you can go ahead and open the scale, sir. Look at the girth on her. Do you see the girth? She's a biggin'. Look at her stomach. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's a biggin'. Let me go ahead and put her on the measuring board for you guys. I want to give a big shout out to FishXLive.com. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's a 15-inch scale, and look how far past that her tail goes. She's a good one. She's a biggin'. You guys have 2 minutes to put your guesses in that chat. After 2 minutes, those scales will be closed. Remember, you can only put 1 guess in the chat. If you put more than 1 guess in the chat, you will be DQ'd. Shout out to Derek King. Where'd you come from? Derek King just came out of nowhere. Big shout out to the Money Team. Big shout out to the Money Team. Oh my goodness, do you see her? Do you see her looking at you? She's like, can you win these $40? Look at the girth. Look at that stomach. All right, guys, in the chat, put those guesses in there. If you guess the weight of that fish, you can walk away with up to $40. Now, there's $100 up for grabs in the chat. All right, $100 are up for grab on Bass for Cash on a daily basis. If you guess the weight of that fish, you can walk away with a nice $20 bill. Now, remember, membership does have its privileges. The people that you see that have a badge next to their name, those are the members of the Money Team. They get 2 guesses per fish. Anybody else that tries that, you will get DQ'd, all right? You get 1 guess and 1 guess only. If you put that same guess in the chat multiple times, you still will be DQ'd. The rules of engagement, as always, are in the description of this live stream, all right? Also, the second perk to being a member of the channel is you get twice the payout Payal. Just that quick and easy. You guys have 2 minutes on the clock. You have 2 minutes. And I guess while you guys are taking those 2 minutes, I have enough time to make 1 or 2 casts. Fishmaster says, do we put our fish over at FishXLive in the comments? No, sir. You just drop your 1 guess right there where you just type that message at. 1 guess and 1 guess only, guys. 1 guess and 1 guess only. And I'm just waiting to see when those scales are closed. Once those scales are closed, we're going to weigh that fish and see if anybody walks away with a nice $40 bill. Now, some of you are playing for a $20 bill. But either way, it's still Bass for Cash, all right? The scales are officially closed, and there is the official last cast of the live stream. All right, the scales are officially closed. All right, everybody, it's time. It's time. We're going to see if anybody's going to walk away with these nice $40 bills for this Bass for Cash, or maybe somebody will walk away with a $20 bill. Who knows? We're about to find out. Now, remember, all it takes is for you to be a subscriber to the channel to participate. Want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations. Make sure you guys support the companies that support us. Go out and support SWAT Lawn Operations for all of your residential and commercial lawn care needs, all right? Definitely, if you know anyone that is in need of it, refer them. FishXLive.com. You guys already know the deal. Now, let's get back here. We're going to zero this scale out. Oh, yeah, look at her. She's ready. She's ready. Shout out to SWAT. All right, so let's zero it out, guys. And as always, I will tell you my guess. Let's see how close I will be. Now, I can tell you that she's going to be a 3. She's going to be a 3-something. I'm going to go with a 326. 326 is what my guess is going to be, guys. 326 is what I think. All right, there we go. We got it zeroed out. Here we go. Oh, did you see it? 3.14. Did anybody guess 3.14? 3.14, guys. Let's go ahead and take a quick picture with this one, and then I'm going to log this into FishXLive later. But you guys have seen the routine. You see how we log them into FishXLive. All right. Let's turn this camera around. There we go. All right, so go ahead and no official winner. Oh my goodness, say it ain't so. C219 Pro was close, but guess what close gets you? It gets you the same thing as far away. How about that? How about, all right, go ahead back home and tell everybody that you had a good time hanging out with MoneyBass. Oh my goodness, she took off quick. All right, guys, there you have it. I mean, nobody wanted this money. Whipstick, can you tell me what is happening? Why didn't anybody want these funds? SWAT Lawn Operations is trying to put some money in your pockets, but you guys just don't want it. Maybe they think your money is bad, Whipstick. Maybe they think it's monopoly money. You think that's what it could be? Could it be that they think it's monopoly money? All right, guys, I want to give a big shout out to Clint Perry, stepping into this chat very strong, hitting everybody with that 25, wait a minute, 25, five gifted memberships, all right? Also want to give a big shout out to SWAT Lawn Operations, the original sponsor of Bass for Cash. Also, big shout out to FishXLive.com. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. I don't know why you didn't want any cash to have some fun with over the weekend. All right, everybody, I will see you guys on the next live stream.